right, Miguel from Velocity stopped by, which means he wants to show us something. What do you got today, Miguel?
So we got an 89 Jeep Grand Wagoneer with an LT4 supercharged 10-speed automatic transmission and a 9-inch rear end.
Let's look at it. It's a very clean Wagoneer. Was this restored?
Yeah, it was restored. Still stock interior. Try to make it look all original.
All right, let's look under the hood. All right, so what do we got here?
We got a LT4 supercharged. Grip Tech smaller pulley so we can make 700 horsepower.
How much boost are you running?
I'm not sure yet. We're supposed to tune it today and see what's the numbers. I'm not sure yet, but it is very, very, very powerful.
What transmission?
The 10L90, 10-speed, and we're using the transfer case out of like an 18 Denali, GMC Denali. So right here it used to be the air box originally. So we got rid of the air box and used or chiller, and all the AC's inside now. So we got a vintage air unit inside. And
so
it looks
your
original.
Evaporator is the vintage air, and you put it under the dash.
Under the dashboard.
Instead of hanging out here. And what do you got over here?
That's the chiller. That's for the supercharger to cool it.
What manifolds are you running here?
We're running the original ones that came in, which is the Camaro manifolds, hydraulic mounts, the same ones you run. We're running the fan. It's a smaller fan. Look at that fan. That fan is pretty cool, but it is a PWM fan. So it came out of a Chevy Cruze.
Is that keeping this thing cool?
Oh yeah, it keeps it really cool. I had just a key on one, and he wouldn't keep it cool. I put that one on, and he just dropped the
well, you do have the advantage of having a large radiator, much bigger than a standard like Wrangler.
Right. So we set up the computer over here, the fuse box. He has the PWM fuel pump, PWM fans. I mean, it's nice. It's a really nice setup.
Okay, so we got our E92 here. Where's the T87 and the fuel pump control module?
The T87 is over here in the back. We try to hide it under behind it, and then here is the one for the fuel pump.
Looks like you had this engine compartment painted and detailed before you did the build.
Well, actually, it was done, and then we came in and set everything up, and then we fixed the firewall. We did an air intake, colder intake here, so it has a tube that comes out over here, so it gets cold air, really cold air for the intake. So we cut the fender off a little bit to get it in there.
Let's go ahead and start it. Let's hear it. And while you're over there, let's take a look at the inside.
Yeah. So yeah, it's Dakota digital gauges here. There we go.
So these are Dakota digital gauges.
Yeah. Custom build them for this car.
Fit into the stock dash.
Right.
Who did that for you?
Dakota Digital. I sent them the original one, and they built me this one, which is pretty close to the. I have an EBAP code. We're tuning later, so.
You got a pretty aggressive exhaust.
Oh yeah.
So what do we got here? We got coolant temp, obviously, oil pressure, voltage, and this is all run through the CAN.
CAN bus, yeah, CAN bus.
And you got the ability to scan, check engine light right here through the dash.
Also my AC is connected to the pressure sensor on the it's connected to the pressure sensor on the compressor.
So this is your under dash digital air.
Right.
Or I mean vintage air.
We did from there on, it's vintage air. From there on, we build it. So this is original piece. We just made this, and then also it has
section it in.
Yeah, section it in, so it'll have a full.
Yeah, the early YJs did something like that when you had dealer installed air. And then you got a push button transfer case with the late model Chevy electronic transfer case. So we've got 2-wheel drive high, 4 low. What's auto?
Auto is it can hook up the 4 wheels if it starts spinning, but it's not. The auto doesn't work. It's only 4 low.
Okay, so that would be like transferring power front to rear, which gets a little complicated. Got the good old Saginaw steering column. All right, Let's
look at the rear end too. If you get a good shot, I have adjustable coils, so you wouldn't go all crazy.
You got a Ford 9-inch?
Yeah, 4 9-inch
Coilovers?
coilovers.
Do you get any wheel hop with the leaf springs?
I got rid of that wheel hop with those coilovers.
So you actually have coilovers with leaf springs?
Yeah.
Have you thought about going to traction bars?
Yeah, we did thought about it, but he wants to daily drive it. He don't want to race it. I mean, he just want to step on it once in a while, and he'll have
So let me ask you, 700 horsepower with those little tires, how does that work?
It doesn't really work that good. Customer's gonna find that out. He's gonna need some real tires on it. I mean, these tires, he just annihilate them.
All right, so we're gonna go for a ride in this LT4 Grand Wagoneer. One of the nice things about a supercharged engine is how mild it is when you don't need the power compared to a cammed engine. So what do you guys do over there at Velocity?
We build hot rods, fun hot rods.
Do you have tap shift in this one?
Not yet, but it will have by tomorrow. So we're hooking up the cruise control today and tap shifting.
Shift's nice.
I mean,
actually the exhaust is louder than the supercharger.
I try to go with a mild exhaust, you know, but it's gonna need a little bit more.
It's very
Quiet
tight.
down.
It's very quiet.
It's nice. It's nice, yeah, really nice. I like that it doesn't wobble after we did those coil.
You mean no more wheel hop?
Yeah, it used to wheel hop and it used to be all over the place. Now it's pretty straight.
That used to be a challenge in the old A bodies like the Chevelles, Le Mans. We had a lot of different ways to try to counter wheel hop. But when the leaf spring wraps up, it's difficult to get rid of it. Right, so
It drives like a Cadillac, huh?
you know, a lot of people like these old Wagoneers because they do ride so well, full framed.
Yeah, it's so smooth.
You got the Boulevard ride.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's beautiful. I like that. I would ride that.
Well, it's got plenty of torque, enough to open the hood.
It just moves a little bit. It's nice.
It's very impressive, Miguel. As we found out in our builds, the LT4 can give you the power of a 600-700 horsepower race engine, but with the drivability of a stocker. It's the best of both worlds.